Have you ever noticed a strange smell on your skin or breath and just brushed it off, thinking it's part of getting older? Well, here's something most people don't know. Certain smells after 70 could be your body's quiet cry for help. Maybe it's a sweet scent on your breath, a musty odor from your skin, or even something sour when you sweat. In this video, we'll uncover 7 specific odors that might seem harmless, but could actually be warning signs of serious health problems, things like kidney failure, diabetes, or even certain cancers. Stay with me until the end, because one of these signs could help you or someone you love catch a dangerous problem early, when it's still treatable. You see, as we get older, our bodies don't always shout when something's wrong. Sometimes, they whisper. A new smell. A change in breath. A shift in how our skin feels. It's easy to miss. Easy to ignore. But those small changes? They matter. Doctors now know that our body's scent can tell the truth long before pain or illness shows up. That's why today, I want to gently walk you through 7 body smells you should never ignore after 70. For each one, I'll explain what it might mean, what to look out for, and what you can do right now to take control. So if you care about your health, or someone you love who's getting older, this might be the most important video you watch all week. Let's start with the very first smell, the one that often goes unnoticed, but could be linked to kidney trouble. 1. Smell of ammonia, especially in sweat or urine. Let me tell you a story about Mr. Harold. He's 76, loves his morning walks, rain or shine. But one day, he noticed something strange. His clothes smelled like bleach after his walk. At first, his wife just thought maybe she used too much detergent. But that smell didn't go away. A few weeks later, Harold felt more tired than usual. He wasn't sleeping well. Finally, he saw his doctor, and the news hit hard. His kidneys were in trouble. You see, that strong, ammonia-like smell, almost like bleach, wasn't from detergent at all. It was his body trying to get rid of waste. When the kidneys aren't filtering properly, those waste products build up in your blood. And your body finds other ways to get rid of them, through sweat, through urine, and yes, you can smell it. Now let me tell you about Harold's friend, Joe. They're the same age, both enjoy walking. Joe sweats just as much, maybe even more. But he never noticed the smell. Why? Joe's kidneys are working fine. He drinks plenty of water. He doesn't eat much processed food. And every year, like clockwork, he gets his labs done, including a kidney function test. It's easy to ignore little things like a strange odor. We all do it. Maybe we think it's aging. Maybe we're embarrassed. Or maybe we just get used to it. But sometimes, your body is sending you a message, quietly, but clearly. So here's what you can do. First, drink more water. Staying hydrated helps your kidneys flush out toxins more easily. Second, cut back on processed meats, things like bacon, ham, and sausage. They're hard on your kidneys over time. And third, talk to your doctor about a simple blood test called EGFR. It checks how well your kidneys are doing their job. It doesn't take much, just a little awareness, a little action. But catching something like kidney disease early? That can make all the difference. Because here's the truth, when you're over 70, your body speaks in small ways. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it just gives you a whiff, a change in scent, a little warning. Don't ignore it. Listen closely. And if your sweat or urine starts to smell like ammonia, sharp, almost chemical, don't just brush it off. It might be nothing. But it might be your kidneys asking for help. 2. Sweet, fruity breath, like rotten apples. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 72, full of life, and swears by her morning fruit smoothies. Strawberries, bananas, a splash of yogurt, she called it her youth in a glass. But her daughter, Susan, started noticing something strange. Mary's breath had this sweet, fruity smell. But not the kind you'd expect from fruit. It was off. Almost like rotten apples. At first, Susan didn't say anything. She thought maybe it was just something Mary ate. But the smell didn't go away. And Mary had been unusually tired lately, drinking a lot of water, even waking up in the night to go to the bathroom. Finally, Susan convinced her to go to the doctor. And that's when they found it. Mary had undiagnosed type 2 diabetes. And not just that, her blood sugar was dangerously high. That fruity breath? It was a sign of something called diabetic ketoacidosis. It sounds scary, and it is. It happens when your body can't use sugar for energy, so it starts breaking down fat instead. That creates ketones, acids that build up in your blood and make your breath smell sweet, like spoiled fruit. It's not just a weird smell. It's your body waving a red flag. And if it's not treated quickly, it can become a serious emergency. The tricky part? You might feel fine at first. Maybe a little thirsty, a little more tired than usual. It's easy to miss. That's why it's so important to pay attention. If you or someone close to you suddenly has this kind of breath, sweet, fruity, but not in a good way, don't wait. Check your blood sugar right away. Look out for other signs too, like frequent urination, blurry vision, or unusual fatigue. And don't be afraid to speak up if you notice this smell on a loved one. Susan's gentle nudge may have saved her mother's life. Here's a simple tip. If you're over 70, ask your doctor about regular A1C tests to keep track of your average blood sugar levels. And make sure you're staying hydrated and eating meals that balance protein, fiber, and healthy carbs, not just sweets or fruit, even if they seem healthy. Because sometimes, even the sweetest scent can carry a serious warning. Now don't go anywhere. The next odor might remind you of something fishy, and it's more dangerous than you think. 3. Fishy body odor, especially after eating. Let me share something that might surprise you. Edith, 80 years old, always took pride in staying clean. She showered daily, used gentle soap, and even had her favorite lavender deodorant. But lately, something felt off. After meals, especially ones with fish or eggs, she started noticing a strange, fishy odor coming from under her arms. It wasn't strong, but it was there. And it wasn't like anything she'd smelled on herself before. At first, she blamed the food. Maybe it lingered somehow? Maybe her laundry detergent had changed? She tried switching products, drinking more water, nothing worked. Finally, she brought it up to her doctor during a regular visit. And you know what? It was a good thing she did. Her doctor ran a few tests and discovered something rare, a condition called trimethylaminuria, sometimes called fish odor syndrome. Basically, her body couldn't break down a compound found in certain foods. That's why the odor appeared after meals. But that wasn't all. Her labs also showed signs of early liver trouble. Not full-blown disease, but enough to raise concern. You see, that fishy smell can sometimes be a clue that your liver isn't processing nutrients properly. When your liver struggles, waste products that should be broken down and cleared from your body might start coming out through your sweat instead. It could also mean your gut bacteria are out of balance, something that happens more easily as we age. This kind of smell isn't just a hygiene issue. It's your body whispering that something deeper might be going on. So what can you do? First, don't ignore persistent changes in your body odor. Especially if it's fishy or sour and doesn't go away with washing. Second, take care of your liver. That means cutting back on alcohol, avoiding too much processed food, and adding more leafy greens like spinach, kale, or arugula to your meals. These help support liver function naturally. And finally, talk to your doctor. Ask about a liver function test. It's a simple blood test that can catch problems early, before they turn into something more serious. Edith made just a few changes in her diet and started checking in more regularly. Her smell faded, her energy returned, and most importantly, she caught a health issue before it had the chance to grow. Your body has its own quiet ways of asking for help. Sometimes it speaks through how we feel. Other times, it's through something as subtle as a smell. Up next, we'll look at a body odor that smells like mold or mildew. And trust me, you'll want to know what that one means. 4. Musty, moldy smell, like wet towels. Let's talk about a smell most people would never think to connect with health, that musty, moldy scent, like wet towels left too long in a bag. Frank, 79, was one of the cleanest men you could ever meet. His home was always tidy. His shirts? Always pressed. He even had a little routine every morning: shower, fresh clothes, splash of cologne. But lately, his daughter started noticing something strange. Every time she hugged him, there was a faint musty odor. Not from dirt or sweat, but something different. Almost like damp fabric that never fully dried. At first, they both shrugged it off. Maybe the laundry didn't dry properly. Maybe it was just the weather. But the smell didn't go away. Eventually, his daughter gently brought it up again. "Dad, I don't want to worry you, but maybe we should get you checked. Just to be safe." To his credit, Frank agreed. And that visit changed everything. After some tests, the doctor gave them unexpected news: Frank was in the early stages of Alzheimer's. It was still mild, a little memory trouble here and there, but enough to explain the changes. Here's what many people don't realize. Some studies suggest that neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's can actually change how the body smells. It has to do with shifts in metabolism and how bacteria on the skin interact with sweat. It's not something you can scrub off with soap. It's deeper than that. Frank's musty odor wasn't about hygiene. It was his body's way of telling him, and those around him, that something inside was starting to change. Now, this doesn't mean every musty smell is a sign of Alzheimer's. But if you, or someone you love, starts having a strange, moldy-like body odor that doesn't go away with clean clothes and regular showers, it's worth paying attention. Especially if it comes along with little signs of forgetfulness, confusion, or changes in routine. So, what should you do? Don't wait or assume it's just old age. Talk to your doctor. Ask for a simple neurological checkup. There are screenings that can help catch cognitive decline early, and the earlier you catch it, the more options you have to slow it down. Frank's daughter helped give him that chance. And with the right care, support, and lifestyle changes, he's staying active and independent today. Our bodies have so many quiet ways of speaking. And sometimes, a smell you almost ignore can be the very thing that helps you take action in time. Coming up next, the fifth smell is something no one really talks about, but it could be an early warning sign of cancer. You don't want to miss it. 5. Foul, rotting smell from wounds or skin lesions. Let me tell you about Lucille, a lively 75-year-old who always loved her garden. One summer, she noticed a small sore on her leg that just wouldn't heal. At first, it didn't bother her much, just a little irritation, something she thought would go away. But over weeks, that sore started to change. It became tender, and worse, it developed a foul smell. A smell like something was rotting underneath her skin. Her family urged her to see a doctor. After some tests, the news was hard to hear: it wasn't just an ordinary sore. Lucille was diagnosed with skin cancer growing beneath the surface. It explained the smell that had been so unsettling. Now, you might be wondering, why would a wound smell that way? Well, unusual or foul smells coming from wounds or skin lesions are a warning sign. They often mean there's an infection or tissue damage. In some cases, like Lucille's, cancer cells create chemicals that bacteria feed on, and this combination causes that rotten, unpleasant odor. The smell isn't something you can ignore. It's your body's way of telling you something is wrong and needs attention. So, what can you do to protect yourself? It's simple but powerful: regularly check your skin. Look for any sores, bumps, or lesions that don't heal after a couple of weeks. If you notice anything that smells off or looks unusual, don't wait. Make an appointment with your doctor as soon as possible. Early detection can make all the difference. Lucille's story reminds us that paying attention to our bodies, even to something as small as a smell, can save lives. It's easy to overlook a tiny sore or dismiss a bad odor as nothing. But when your body sends these signals, it's important to listen closely. Taking a moment to inspect your skin regularly is a small habit that can protect you. And if you notice something strange, reaching out to your doctor right away can catch problems early, before they become more serious. Your health matters, and your body is always trying to communicate with you. Don't let a warning sign go unheard. Coming up, the sixth smell might surprise you. It's subtle, but it could reveal an important health issue that affects many seniors. Stay with me. 6. Sour milk breath, especially in the morning. Let me tell you about George. He's 74 and absolutely adores his grandchildren. They always joke about his milk breath when he hugs them goodbye in the morning. At first, George just laughed it off. But over time, his wife started to notice the smell wasn't going away. It actually got worse, especially after meals. One day, after a bit of worry, George decided to see a doctor. That's when he found out he had GERD, or acid reflux. It's when stomach acid sneaks back up into the throat, causing irritation and that sour, almost milky smell on his breath. George had no idea this was quietly damaging his esophagus, and if left untreated, it could even lead to something as serious as esophageal cancer. Now, what's really important here is understanding why this happens. When acid from the stomach flows the wrong way up your throat, it brings with it partially digested food and stomach acids. This mix causes that unpleasant sour or milky breath smell, especially noticeable in the morning after lying down all night. If you or someone you care about is waking up with this kind of breath or smelling it after meals, it's a warning you shouldn't ignore. Along with that smell, you might notice symptoms like hoarseness, a burning feeling in the chest, or trouble swallowing. These are signs that your esophagus is under stress and needs attention. So what can you do? First, try not to eat 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your stomach time to empty and reduces the chance of acid creeping up while you sleep. Another simple trick is to raise your pillow or even sleep with your upper body slightly elevated to keep acid where it belongs. Most importantly, talk to your doctor if you experience heartburn that won't go away or if you notice hoarseness or that persistent sour breath. Getting checked early can help prevent serious damage and keep you feeling your best. George's story is a reminder that sometimes little things, like a smell, can be signals from our body asking for help. Paying attention to these signs and acting early can protect your health in big ways. Stick around, because the next smell might seem harmless, but it's actually a red flag for a hidden infection that many seniors overlook. Don't miss it. 7. Strong, unusual body odor without explanation. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 82, full of life, always out walking her dog and visiting friends. But recently, Patricia noticed something strange. Despite her regular showers and good hygiene, she started to smell stronger than usual. Not just a little different, but a strong, unusual body odor she couldn't explain. It made her self-conscious, and even her family noticed it. Worried, Patricia finally went to the doctor. After some tests, the doctor found out Patricia had a hormone imbalance caused by thyroid issues. It was a surprise, but it explained everything. Here's the thing, our hormones play a big role in regulating how much we sweat and which bacteria live on our skin. When hormones shift, especially with thyroid problems or issues with the adrenal glands, it can change your natural scent in a noticeable way. Sometimes, your body starts producing smells that feel unfamiliar or stronger than before, even if your hygiene hasn't changed at all. This can be confusing and upsetting, especially when you don't know why it's happening. But it's actually your body's way of signaling that something's going on inside, something that might need medical attention. If you notice a sudden change in your body odor, one that you can't explain by diet, hygiene, or environment, don't brush it off. It could be a sign of thyroid problems, adrenal disorders, or even metabolic issues that affect how your body works. The good news is, these hormone imbalances can often be treated or managed once you know what's causing them. So, if you or someone you love has noticed a strong, unusual body odor that just won't go away, it's important to ask your doctor for a thyroid and hormone checkup. It's a simple step that can make a big difference. Patricia felt a huge relief once she understood what was happening. With treatment, her symptoms improved, and her confidence came back. This shows how important it is to listen to your body's signals, even the ones that seem small or embarrassing. And now, you're equipped with this knowledge too. So, if your body starts sending you these smell signals, take them seriously and get checked. Stay with me, because there's one last sign that's subtle but could be a game changer for your health after 70. You won't want to miss it. Let's quickly recap the 7 smells after 70 that you should never ignore. First, the smell of ammonia. That could mean your kidneys are having trouble. Then, fruity breath, which is often a warning sign for diabetes. Next is the fishy odor, which might point to liver or gut problems. A musty scent could be an early clue of Alzheimer's disease. If you notice a rotting smell coming from wounds, that could be a serious sign of skin cancer. Sour milk breath often signals acid reflux or something more serious. And finally, a sudden strong body odor without explanation might be linked to hormone imbalances. Here's the good news: catching these signs early means you can take action. Many of these conditions are manageable and sometimes even reversible if you get help in time. Your body is sending you messages. Don't ignore these whispers. Have you or someone you know noticed any of these smells? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's build a community where we can support and learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes, noticing one small sign early can truly save a life.